Hello, everybody. James here. Hope you're doing fine. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good weekend. Um, I wanted to show you this video, and just gonna give you. It's like a about a 5-10 minute video. This is about, and it's gonna lead up to a recent incident with sundown towns, and America still is, from the past to the present. Let me show you.
As the sun dipped below the horizon in thousands of American towns, an unspoken rule came into force, one that shaped daily life, determined safety, and decided who belonged and who did not. These places were known as sundown towns, communities that openly or quietly excluded black people and other minorities, demanding that they leave before nightfall. From the late 19th century through much of the 20th, this practice became a powerful and largely hidden system of control, woven into the fabric of everyday America. Unlike laws written in history books, sundown rules often lived in warning signs, whispered advice, and collective silence. Some towns posted clear messages at their borders. Others relied on intimidation, selective enforcement, or the knowledge passed down from one generation to the next. What made sundown towns especially disturbing was not only their cruelty, but their reach. They existed far beyond the Deep South, spreading across the Midwest, the West, and even parts of the North, places often remembered today as neutral or progressive. For black families traveling for work, education, or simply a better life, sunset carried real consequences. A missed train, a broken down car, or staying too late could mean danger. Survival required planning, caution, and networks of shared knowledge guidebooks, word of mouth, and trusted routes that offered a measure of safety in a divided landscape. This story is not just about the past. The legacy of sundown towns still echoes in patterns of segregation, opportunity, and memory today. By understanding how these communities operated and why so many remained silent about them, we begin to see how history shapes the present in ways that are often invisible. If stories like this matter to you, support the channel by liking the video, subscribing, and sharing it with others. Your engagement helps keep these important histories alive and heard. What made sundown towns so powerful was not a single law written in Washington, but a system of everyday enforcement that blended seamlessly into ordinary life. As we have seen, these communities operated in the shadows of official legality, relying on shared understanding rather than federal statutes. A traveler did not need to read a law book to know when they were no longer welcome. The message was often delivered before a single word was spoken, sometimes at the edge of town, sometimes through the behavior of those who watched closely and said nothing at all. In some places, the warning was unmistakable. Signs stood at town limits or near train stations, delivering blunt instructions about who should leave by sunset. They were designed not only to exclude but to intimidate, turning public space into a reminder of invisible boundaries. Even when such signs disappeared over time, the rule itself often remained. Residents knew it, shopkeepers enforced it quietly, and local authorities treated it as common sense rather than discrimination. The absence of a sign did not mean safety. It often meant uncertainty, which could be even more dangerous. Local ordinances sometimes gave this exclusion a thin layer of legitimacy. Curfews, loitering rules, or vague public order laws were applied selectively, providing a legal excuse to question, detain, or expel those deemed out of place. Police officers played a central role in this system, not necessarily through open confrontation, but through repeated warnings, unnecessary stops, and friendly advice to leave town before nightfall. The tone could appear calm, even polite, yet the message was clear and final. Staying was not an option. Beyond official authority, social pressure carried enormous weight. Hotel clerks claimed there were no vacancies. Restaurants suddenly closed early. Employers ended conversations abruptly. Ordinary residents, acting in quiet coordination, reinforced the same rule without ever meeting to discuss it. This tacit community consensus allowed sundown towns to function without constant force. The power of exclusion came from its predictability. Everyone knew what would happen if the rule was ignored. When intimidation alone was not enough, the threat of violence lingered in the background. Stories circulated quickly, sometimes exaggerated, sometimes painfully real, about what had happened to those who stayed too long or asked too many questions. These stories did not need to be frequent to be effective. Fear, once established, traveled faster than facts and lasted far longer than any single incident. The knowledge that harm could occur and that no one would intervene was often enough to ensure compliance. What is striking is how ordinary this system appeared to those who benefited from it. For many residents, sundown rules were not seen as cruelty but as tradition, safety, or the way things had always been. Because enforcement rarely required constant action, it faded into the background of daily life. This normalcy made sundown towns especially difficult to challenge, as there was no single policy to repeal, no clear moment to point to as injustice. The system survived by being informal, adaptable, and deeply embedded in local culture. This quiet machinery of exclusion connects directly to the broader story of sundown towns as hidden yet widespread features of American life. It explains how these communities could exist for decades without national attention, shaping patterns of movement, opportunity.
If I were to die tomorrow, I would like every diabetic, including you.
So the question is, how does that relate to today? Well, shout out to this one brother, his channel, Taylor's Publishing, got this interview from this guy, and I'm going to show you where this town is from. And this is in West Virginia. It's a town. Wait till you hear this story. I'm going to show you what it looks like in the daylight, and it's going to take you a virtual tour. Or it's called Polka, West Virginia. Watch this.
See the number 919-587-77.
Sorry. Let's hear the story about this guy.
Two white boys, right? So he said, "Your mama grab some air real quick," like, which is cool, like it happens all the time. Like cars can pull in front of us when we get free because we got free air at the pumps, and they don't want to pay, to put air in their car. So that's cool. So he put the air in the joint, and he like, man, he said, "All right, man, you start talking." It's like, yeah, man. I said, "Man, I'm about to make the block, get out of it," He was like, "Yeah, man, just talking. So he like, all right, man, y'all be safe, man. Be safe, man." I said, be safe, man. I said, all right, thank you, to be safe out there, man. I said, all right. So we turned down the joint to go down, because I got to go to Polka, West Virginia. POCA, right? That's where I drop at. So we turned out there and make the right. So we get unloaded and coming back. So there's a white girl, like pushing her baby. I mean, it's cold as in West Virginia, bro. So she pushing her baby on the side of the road, right? So I'm slowing down. I'm like, yo, what this cold is? I'm ready to ask her. She's like, all right, right? So my man tapped me on the leg. I'm about to ask her, like, you all right? Like, you good? So he tapped me on the leg. He was like, yo, it's lights right there. It was like on a side street, like, but it was a dark road, but it was like woods. And my man said, yo, it's a car right there. I see the lights. I'm like, huh? So I kept going. I pull up. She running down the joint. She hit the side of the truck. Like, no, this guy in the bed. Bro.
She was talking to you?
She was talking to me. I'm about to ask him, yo, I tell you, you good? Like, damn, my man was like, yo, he says a car right there in the driveway, bro. But it was like trees, so it was like, how there's trees, but it's a driveway, but it's trees. You can't see it, you know what I mean? So I'm saying, you all right, She's like, nah, not really. I said, my man was like, yo, man, somebody right there. I'm looking. He said, I seen the inside rifle. So I said, all right, so I'm starting pulling up. She just snapped out of nowhere, hitting on the side of the truck even. Bro, I'm looking back. Why the charger pulled out of there, right? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Charger. Both of them came out of the driveway. They had police lights in the Charger. Why she fold the baby up? I'm looking at all this and I'm looking through my mirror. I see all this. Why she fold the baby and throw this in the car and go around and get in the car? Hey? So I'm driving. So they both of them shoot past us. And some of them shoot past us. But I'm telling you, man, I think that's how getting us truckers out here, man. They got that police with this, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man. I just experienced the Thursday morning, bro. So, Tuesday going to Wednesday, bro.
So how far away was you from the gas station that you had just left?
Oh, less than a mile and a half. I had a drop at 12, only a mile and a half from that joint. That's why I stopped there. Because normally I go get unloaded and come back and get my grill. But I had my man with me and says, I'm going to just grab some grill. You know, when he got a couple snacks, he used the bathroom and came back out. And like I said, I started frilling. Then the white boys pulled in with the cream color pickup truck and like got the air in the tire or whatever. We acted like he was putting the air in the tire or whatever. And he was like, man, yeah, man, y'all, you know, so be safe out here, man. I was like, yeah, man. I turned down the...
Did they leave before y'all? Did they leave before y'all or leave after y'all?
When he bagged up, the white boy bagged up. Like when I say he bagged up a apartment, so I guess they went to the store or whatever. I didn't see them by that time I got my grill. But you know, like I say, people pull in front of us and get air all the time because it's free for trucks. You know what I mean? And the cars, they got to pay, so they always get, you know, it ain't nothing to see a car and a truck stop getting through. You know what I mean? So I ain't think none of that. So I go down and bust it right and go to poker. You know what I'm saying? By the time we both been unloaded, which is no more than, it couldn't have been an hour, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got there like 10 minutes early, so I got there 11:50. But as soon as I get there, dude back man and start unloading. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he unloaded me pretty quick. I'm coming back out and see the white girl, man. Hey, bro.
So that happened after you dropped your load off?
Yeah, after I dropped my load. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
Out and I see the white girl walking. I'm like, this cold and dog shit. Bro, you don't supposed to be walking on this road, bro, because it ain't no shoulder. That's what I'm telling you. If somebody walking on that joint, you got to be, if another car coming, you got to stop. You said it's like that, Poco. You know what I mean? So, I'm like, damn, so I'm like, you all right? I slowed down, and my man was like, yo, he's in the car right there, yo. He said, I see the inside lights in the car. I'm like, huh? So by the time, he like, man, keep moving, man. So I said, all right, so I pull it on, move back out of nowhere. This white joint just started hitting the side of the truck like I said, I see your mate, she crazy as hell. So I'm looking back, looking Charger come out of that driveway with the tree and the cream colored truck right behind it, bro. So I'm saying, like, if I'd have stopped the help, what would have happened?
Yeah, this was in Poca, West Virginia.
Poca, P-O-C-A.
Okay. I got you.
What would have happened, bro, if I would have stopped? What you think would have happened?
True.
I'm saying that the police, like, I don't know if it was a police car, it was a Charger that had the police lights in the car, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if, you know how when you flip the head, I seen the joint, he hit the joint when they came past him. But he had the ones that you flip down your sun visor.
Yeah.
Had the lights in there, bro.
Okay.
I mean, like, what the, so I'm like, man, listen to me, man. That's, bro, spooked the hell out of me, man. All I can think about is how my fellow truckers, they envy the police or somebody with some police lights, bro. That's the only one thing can get us to stop, man. Let our guard down, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
They're the only one. Ain't nobody else get us to stop and let our guard down. Who else? Bother with me, man. I'm telling my man, we riding all the way back. He was like, yo, what the plane would have been if you would have stopped? Like, actually stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you.
Bro, I'm just saying, man, your voice bigger than mine, man. You just put that shit on my truckers, man. Don't somebody walking on, man, don't.
I got you, man. I'm gonna put it out there. All right.
Get a small business insurance quote at Byberg.com.
Now, I'm about to show you Poca, West Virginia.
Welcome to Poca, West Virginia. Glad to have you along on this small town adventure. Cemetery, log cabin. Memory of Sheila Williamson for a dedication to Polka Heritage Days, and if you are down here in the end of September, excellent time to come see that. Been there a few times. Right here, I've slept right there, not outside. Now my brother's and sister-in-law's house was right here. It's not there anymore if you can't tell. Gary's Barbershop, and hey Dave, here's how we can tell. This one is actually moving. They won't leave anyone out. Everyone get their haircut in Polka. Mr. Holshaw's, let's see what they have. Cool shop here, ATVs. Some dirt bikes and everything like that. So something you don't see in all the small towns. Spa, tan, you name it. What I'm being told, if you're in Polka, now this may not be the location permanently, but for now it is. Stop in and try it. They tell me it's fantastic. What we're looking at now is the oldest building in Polka. Baptist Church. Been in there a few times. I enjoyed meeting the people I met there quite a few years ago. It's been quite a few years since I've been to Pocono. Tires and Service, Eddie's Tires and Service Center. Has to be a great place with that name. Walker's Fire Basket. Next to the window because you know me. It is closed when I'm here. Looks like a pretty cool shop. And I gotta show you this down here. Love that. Now, this is kind of an empty building, but not really empty building. It was a grocery store, and it's going to be a grocery store again. I hope you followed me on that one, because I'm not sure if I followed me. But the good news is the grocery store is coming back, and it's been great for Polka. Now, this is a shopping center. We do have a couple empty buildings, but the cool thing about it is like the Looking Glass Boutique is coming soon. There's your post office, and we're going to take a look at one more building here. Now, this used to be a pharmacy at one point years ago. Now it's 2Bs, and unfortunately it says it's going out of business. So it's just like all other small towns. There are some issues with buildings, but still, for the most part, they've got most of them filled. And again, I told you about the grocery store, and hopefully this one will get filled also. At the football field at Polka High School. Yeah, the Polka Dots, one of the strangest nicknames in the United States. And this is a great place to close up this video on Polka. Thank you for coming along.
So, you guys be careful when you're going down to, if you're a black man or black woman that's a truck driver or a traveler, and you happen to go through this town, be very careful. You know, that just shows you what it looks like. But he's going to give you the
In just 2 months, I added 126 people to my network marketing team from all over the world.
See the number 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for
He's going to tell you the demographic of his town.
truckers being found unalive, truckers being hung, and I've always said these things can't happen without police involvement or police cover-up or police coercion. We all know that, we felt like the police were involved in our brother Javion McGee's truckers out there to be aware, because a lot of times when these things happen, they are happening to people who are away from their home. A lot of the stories, if you go back on this channel about truckers and people being lynched, they're always not from the area. As in Javion McGee, he was from Chicago. And, the brother in Vidor, Texas. It's so many stories that I've covered where truck drivers or people who are not from the area that they are found unalived in are being unalived. And this brother said that there was a police charger accompanying the white boys out in Polka, West Virginia. Now, we all know the history of lynchings in America. A lot of those lynchings were done with coercion, if not cooperation or direct participation from law enforcement. Remember when the Klan wore the gowns and the hats and the masks? They had to take those off, and a lot of those times they went right back to the precinct, right back to the courtroom, right back to the dentist's office, right back to the bank, where they did their profession. So shout out to the brother for bringing this to our awareness. I implore that any other people who have these stories, don't be ashamed to share them, because this could be, this could save some lives. Now, once again, a woman walking down the street at 12 o'clock, maybe someone would have thought she was, a woman of the night as well, to further, be set up. But this brother just, stopped to ask her, was she all right? And when he pulled off, that's when she got irate, started banging on the side of the truck, and, calling him all types of names. And, maybe that was also a play, whereas for her to say, okay, well, these men try to attack me, and then next thing you know, the brothers are, in a precarious position. But he said the charger came out of the wooded trees, and the white truck came out of the wooded trees and sped past them. So evidently they were not able to get their place set up as they wanted. But this, once again, I take intuition and situation very serious, because of what we've seen with truckers and just everyday black men being, hung from trees here lately. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Please share.
We sure will. So, when someone tell you, that's just stuff of the past, that stuff don't happen. You tell him this story was recently. And there's stuff, a lot of stories like this on TikTok. And there's other stories that he probably got some of the videos from. And there are men, all of a sudden, black men come mysteriously, go out in the middle of the woods after they've taken a load or had to wait at his truck stop, and mysteriously go 10, 15 meters to some neck of the woods and unalive themselves in these towns. And they try to tell you that stuff don't happen. That's centuries ago. You're hearing it now. It never went away, and it never will. Be careful if you're a black man, black woman, or if anybody who's non-white. Be careful driving through America, because it's the other side of America don't want to tell you about. And these are people that, like you see, stop in these little towns. You don't know who could be in on it. It could be like it could be a town full of cult people. You just don't know. But just give you a good idea of a story of sundown town. That probably was a sundown town that they went through. But anyway, I hope I didn't want to make this too long, but yeah, be careful on your travels through West Virginia or Pennsylvania, West Virginia. If you're a truck driver or a black traveler coming through in your personal vehicle, parts of Kentucky and other Midwestern states, because we see that the past is coming up into the present, or what they did to people that look like us. If you're a black man, black woman, be careful for you and your family. And if you're non-white, be careful. Now, some white people might sympathize, but some might maybe may never understand what is the meaning behind this. And they don't understand just because someone look like you don't mean that they think like you, agree with you, about everybody's equal. That's the message. They still have the inner burning hate in them. But this is why I'm warning black people and other people. So shout out to Rich Taylor Publish Clearinghouse Richard's channel. Take care, be blessed. See you on the next video.